Yes, please.
Oh, go live.
That'll
I didn't press go live.
do it.
Yeah. Let me just check my YouTube. Did I get a notification? I did. We are live. It's finally happening. My goodness. And there are 2 people watching. Although, wait, is one of those me? Is that me and you watching?
Well, yeah, this is just us. We
Amazing.
are the ones that are watching ourselves.
That's fine. Well, for people who watch this down the line, this is my first time hosting a live stream. I hope the audio sounds okay. We'll find out when someone else joins and says, no, this is horrible. No. What are you doing? Why would you do this? Well, can you see my lovely aquarium, Dave, that I have spent many moons constructing?
I can indeed.
Okay.
And you know what? I think Sam in the chat can as well. Sam, oh wait, Paul Richardson has turned up.
Oh my god!
As always,
classic
reliable.
Paul Richardson.
Hello, everybody. Is it all coming through nice and clear and sensible and just perfect in the way that you would hope it would be? Let us know.
That would be very good to hear, because I can't see the chat. So for once, Dave, you are in charge of the chat.
Yes. But yeah, just go through everything. Why are we here? What are we doing?
Yeah, well, I've started the stream perfectly by choking on my water. Professional as ever. Well, hello, everyone. So I am about to start recording Series 4 of the Minecraft Prehistoric Aquarium, which usually means I end up sitting on here on my own, trying to plan things out, and I figured I might try and stream it this time, since kind of people really like this series and I love making it. I thought I could kind of share the process behind it, if that makes sense, because I love this series, but the mod is being developed faster than I can keep up with it. So I think I need to try and stay more on the ball, and this will hopefully force me to do that, if that makes sense. I have this weird thing with Minecraft where I put loads of effort in if I know someone sees it. So if I play on a server, I build loads and really amazing stuff. So playing in front of an audience, oh my god, you have no idea what that does for my ego and desire to impress people.
This is all for Jake's ego.
Absolutely. So we do a very quick tour and recap of what I've done so far, and then we can have a look at some of the new stuff.
It sounds good. The stream is going out live. Of course it's going out live. It's going out very well.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Well, I guess what we'll just do is quickly skim through everything that we've got so far and talk about where we're going to go next. So this is my favorite room. This is the one we did from the very first episode. And at some point, I may reorganize all of this, because when I first started doing this, there was barely anything in the mod, and it's grown so much that the order in which things come kind of doesn't really make any sense anymore. So for instance, we start off here in the... Well, originally, I can't even remember the plan I was doing with this. So we have invertebrates on this side, vertebrates kind of on this side, but then it also sort of loops around. Start with our jawless fish, which are my absolute favorite things in the whole wide world. These are the things that I worked on as a master's student. I love them very much. And me and Dave have found fossils of these things eons ago. Little heterostracans and things like that. And they're just fantastic. And the fact that they're in this mod alone is so exciting. But I just had a quick chat with some of the developers in their Discord, and they're going to add the fishes that I'm currently working on now as well. So eventually everything that I work on will be in this mod, which is really exciting. I think I set this room up to be placoderms in here. So we've got various sort of early jawed vertebrates with that sort of weird bony armor. I think they've changed the design of the Titanicus. I think they've given it slightly longer pectoral fins, which is quite cool. If you're into that sort of thing. I know they've also changed the Bothriolipus. They've made the Bothriolipus a little bit smaller. I think before it was quite huge. I can't really remember, to be completely honest with you. And yeah, so that's kind of this whole section. We've got conodonts and Cambodians, again, really early sort of jawed vertebrates, well, jawless vertebrates and jawed vertebrates. And then you go through here, and we have the lobe-finned fish, things like rhizodus and things like that. And then as we follow around here, you can see this is very awkwardly done. We've got our chondrichthyans, or like shark-like creatures coming around here. You come this way, and you've got the sort of bigger creatures that kind of need their own space, like the Dunkleosteus. And well, let's go back through, I think, because the tetrapod go this way. It's been a while since I've actually looked at this.
You don't know your own way around it anymore.
I don't know. It's quite kind of style over, accessibility in places. I think if this was, oh yeah, so I don't know if people remember from the previous series. I think his name was the Frog. Slightly pranked me by telling me to name what is it, Gary, which makes it gigantic. So I've just hung it up here for now.
What?
Yeah, so that's good. It's meant to be a much more reasonable size.
It looks like it's on a string. Is that on like?
It is, yeah. So this
being
is
lowered down by a crane.
Yeah, so this is Prinosuchus, which is like a weird crocodile-esque amphibian, and I've just kind of hung it up here, just to sort of remind myself not to listen to what the commenters tell me to do sometimes.
It's a conversation starter, you know.
Mm-hmm. There's another giant creature that I just put out on the lawn because I didn't know what to do with it, which is this one. This is called Keith, I think.
Yeah, so we got Gary and Keith.
Gary and Keith. I may be wrong, but I think someone on the Discord had these two creatures with those names, and the developers tricked them into making them huge. There's a thing in Minecraft where certain creatures, if you give them a certain name, will do certain effects. Like, for example, if you name a creature Dinnerbone, it'll turn upside down, and we actually use that over there somewhere, which I'll show you in a second.
That'd be really useful for if they had like hallucigenia or something. Some of these taxa that we think are the right way or upside down, and science changes its mind over and over again.
That's almost exactly what I used it for.
Oh, well, there you go.
I think it's called. This is. Have a look. It's in here somewhere. This died. Oh no! Oh, there it is. And oh my god, I kind of. Oh my goodness gracious! I think I remember struggling with this in the video. Oh my goodness. Well, anyway, this creature, as you can see, is named Dinnerbone, and they've both kind of merged into the corners. You can't quite see, but yeah, there was some debate over which way around these two fossils actually been in life position. So I put them both in. But I think there is hallucigenia in the game now as well, so I might do the same with hallucigenia. That's really fun. Let me just change the weather. Okay. But yeah. Once you have our early amphibians, and then you kind of loop around into here, into the area that we worked on last time, which brought us up into the Permian, which has our synapsids, our theraspids, and over here, our early diapsids as well. So this is sort of the lineage that's going to eventually become the dinosaurs, and this is the lineage that's eventually going to become the mammals. Now I've got this immense task of figuring out how I'm going to convey that, because we've just entered the Triassic update of the mod, which we've now got all sorts of various archosaurs, various like ichthyosaurs, like pterosaurs, all sorts of things. It's massively expanded in terms of what we can do. So that's kind of what we're going to start trying to figure out today, I think. Should we have a quick look at the invertebrates as well? I've not really thought about the invertebrates that much. Sorry, Dave.
It's fine. No one ever does.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to know, though, are you open to changing this? I know so much love, care, and attention has gone into what you've already got, but as you were saying at the start, does it make sense in terms of just as an aquarium?
It really doesn't, because I think I skimmed over this earlier. When I first started, there was literally one species of Actinopterygian, which is a ray-finned fish, which is a tiny little tank. Since then, they've added loads more, but taxonomically, they should have a massive section, given that ray-finned fish, species-wise, outnumber pretty much everything else on this side of the museum. So I've started working in a new building because I think the only way to go is up. So I'm just going to build the ray-finned fishes up here.
Yeah.
And hopefully that'll be fine. As long as I know the way around it's supposed to go, I think it's okay. before I continue, are there any questions in the chat, or is everyone happy and
Everyone is happy. Jurassic Ham turned up and said hi.
amazing?
If anyone's got any questions as well, if you want to grill Jake, I will be your literal voice in this video. So please feel free to ask him a question. Or if you want to ask me, I've got nothing to do with having made this. I'm just here, a paleontologist. But you can ask me anything you want.
It's your favorite area, Dave. This is the Egyptians.
Oh, look at that.
Look at them.
Yeah, I've got a lovely 5 or 10 second delay on being able to see them, but they're gorgeous. I would love some more proper Jacolopterus, you know, like filling that whole tank up. Oh, there's loads of cool new ones that are turning up. Loads of kind of related Eurypteridae things that are super important. Horseshoe crabs, and oh yeah, they could do loads more. I'd love to tell them how to do that. The big fat pink one, Hibitopterus, that's a lot smaller in this game than I would have made it, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're really big, chunky, fat things. They're one of the few ones that we've got that are actually 3D.
Oh, really?
And yeah, they're really chunky. They look like kind of like their tails look kind of like the same convexity as, say, like a maggot or something. It's like properly chunky and stunted, its body, not really long and flat like you see them recreated a lot of the time. Sam says
that you named. Oh, sorry, I was going to say this is the one that you named Nature's Roomba.
Nature's Roomba.
Yeah, you named that one. Yeah.
Sam asks what my favorite sea scorpion was. He might be talking to you. He might be talking to me. I would say it's for me a Cuteramus, which is one of the big predatory ones that's about 6 or 7 foot, big pterygoted ones which have the pincers at the front, the chelicerae. And my research said that it was likely an ambush predator. So it's a little bit different in its ecology. It wasn't just swimming around picking things up off the seafloor. It was just waiting, and then it was stabbing things with these huge kind of like steak knives that it had in its claws. Oh, it's cool.
Well,
so have a look at that
in here. Yeah.
Oh, there you go, with Cuteramus.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I even set it up. We talked about them being ambush predators because I knew that they ate the jawless fishes. But every single day, this little machine up here fires off and deposits a water raspis into their tank. And there's actually quite a lot of them missing now, so that is a little countdown, I guess, of how many days it's been since I made this. Like, it's got like this machine on top when the sun rises, and so every morning they get fed a little breakfast of jawless fishes, which was their I think. You can find little indentations on their sort of bony exoskeletons from their little chelicerae.
That's genius.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a couple of other comments. Relic Dragon says, "Yay, low-key Paleocast stream. Glad you could make it." Paul has asked, "What's the coloured circle at the entrance meant to be? Is it the logo?"
Yeah, it's very loosely supposed to be like a low-res version of the Paleocast logo, made by someone who is colorblind. So I apologize if I get something off. Yeah, I think I just realized that this was really quite boring. And I think I just start a lot of videos standing here. It's kind of a cool.
He's tried, yeah. Paul.
I've tried my darndest. We could try and make a really huge one at some point that would actually show the detail, but yeah, it's slightly of a in the in my Animal Crossing museum, I made a little pixel art version of the logo. I've got it around my museum, which is quite cool. Anyway, oh my gosh, I forgot about this one. I've not been over here in so long. This is our Agirocassis. It's called Pudding. I remember showing you this, Dave, when they first added it, the little filter feeder.
Yeah.
And Amlacarid, yeah, they're really cool.
Jump in with it.
Yeah, of course. What else do we have? We've got the Graptolites in here. I've kind of shown them in evolutionary order, which I really love. I did field work in Northern Ireland recently. I was a demonstrator on it, and someone found a graptolite fossil, and they thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And I had to like feign
Oh,
enthusiasm for it. I was like, "Yeah, that is cool," and at the same time, I was like, "That is honestly the most uninteresting
wait.
thing you could ever find."
I just saw that your Spirograptus are down as Monograptus.
Huh? This may be a change in the mod potentially.
Hang on, let me have a look.
Hang on.
Spirograptus. Yeah, man, that's Spirograptus.
Oh no. Well, in the mod, it is called Monograptus. Oh yeah.
Maybe it is a kind of Monograptus as well. Oh well, no, wait. I might be wrong. I might be the one that's.
I was gonna say they put their research into these.
Oh dear. Well,
You've made a
guess
fool of
who's?
yourself.
I might be making a fool of myself live, and this
No.
is the problem of being live.
Yep.
Can't edit this out. Dinomine has asked, "What version of the mod are you using?" Or
I'm
I guess,
using.
what version is this that you've built it all in?
This is the current latest build of the mod. Literally, I installed it like a few days ago. So it's just got the Triassic update. I think the Jurassic update is probably not too far away based on some of the pictures that I've seen. So yeah, we've got all the Triassic creatures to come, which is very exciting. I don't know yet how I'm going to actually incorporate the Triassic into the series yet. So when I first started this series, it was a case of let's add everything and talk about the ecology of every single creature, which is really fun, but also it's quite a lot. And I think I found it much more interesting to try and tell a bit more of an evolutionary story, which I think we did really well with the last series, looking at the synapsids and the diapsids. Like we even set up our little machine to show how the skulls work and things like that. I thought that was really fun. So I think we'll probably try and keep it on that path. That's why I want to do these streams, because there are some things that we probably should fill in and um, add in some of the new creatures in places where tanks are already sort of waiting for them. For example, the Therapsid tank, or Theraspid tank, I've forgotten how to pronounce that now, the Gorgonopsids are over there. They added a new species of Gorgonopsid recently, and I just need to plonk that in, basically. Um, I have had to do a bit of a cull as well because the frame rate was doing really bad. Like there used to be, like for instance, in this jellyfish tank, there used to just be like thick with jellyfish, and I just had to jump in with a sword and sadly like decimate the population because the frame rate was getting so bad. Um, yeah, we'll get there eventually.
Have there been many unexpected challenges like that for you to overcome with this? Because like
Mm.
just walking around it now and what we see in the videos, it's all very slick. It all makes sense. It all works. Are there loads of times that you have to fight against the mod to be able to
Uh,
get that?
the AI sometimes will often, like, for instance, if I was trying to talk about this creature, I would not record it like this when it's just facing into a wall. I would try and coax it out into the middle and try and get as much footage of it as possible. I think there was a few times, especially the tetrapod, they would just kind of go and stand in a corner like this while I was trying to talk about them, and I'd be like trying to nudge them out so I could actually, look at them. It's quite sad when that happens. Um, I think something that me and Dave were talking about a little while ago was doing something slightly more um, walking with dinosaurs-y, sort of set in more of a less of an aquarium setting, more sort of out in the wilderness, as it were, which would be really
Mm.
fun to try and do at some point soon. But it would mean a lot of patience, I think, because it would be very much like filming a real nature documentary in that the creatures would be very unpredictable, and I might just end up sitting there watching them like move. Come on,
For a week
please.
to
Yeah,
get one
exactly.
shot.
I think it would probably end up being a little bit like that, which is kind of cool in a weird way, but also
Chat, you wouldn't believe the kind of things that goes on behind the scenes of your favorite documentaries. So things like if you were to watch an Attenborough documentary, the amount of stuff that is just fabricated, that is forced into existence. So many of the stories are cobbled together with just the bits of footage that they have. All of the sound recording isn't real. So if you imagine things like filming polar bears walking on snow, that's all sound effects of just someone in Bristol walking on their gravel. And they have teams that in these production studios that their job is to just come up with ways of making snow sound like snow, and it's just not real. And you will see like one scene that is like a polar bear looking after its cubs or something will actually be filmed over different years. There'll be different individuals, they'll be in completely different places, but you as the viewer, you don't see that. You only see like what you would interpret to be a single sensible story. But when you start to break it down and just be like, okay, the camera's over to the left of the bear, now it's over to the right of the bear, now it's underneath its chin or whatever, and you just start to realize, no, all of these things can't happen. It's kind of like seeing a conspiracy theory, you know, like when people are looking super in depth at the moon landing and saying, yeah, that can't be right, but it is. It's all completely made up.
I
So
remember watching a
yeah.
recent documentary where there was like a bird of prey in the French Alps, and I could just feel so much pain for the editor because I know, because I've been to those mountains, that there's a really big observatory on one of those mountains, and I could literally see them like trying to wait until the very last frame and then cut before you can see the big observatory because they wanted to make it look as dramatic and sort of really out in the middle of nowhere as possible. I thought that was quite fun. Are you allowed to talk about your recent documentary stuff yet, Dave, or is it all
Oh yeah,
slightly
yeah, yeah.
under
Oh god.
embargo? You should
It's
probably tell
the
everyone about it.
embargo's lifted.
Mhm.
Okay, so I've been working for Silverback Films, and they are the people that did all of the Life and, you know, like Life on whatever, Blue Planet and stuff like that. So we've done one which is going to be called Life on Our Planet, and that will be out in 2023, which is this year. And it's on Netflix, and it is huge. It's going to hopefully be
Really
the
amazing.
same kind of scale as Prehistoric Planet, except like I sort of did it. Well, I was very heavily
Yeah,
involved.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
a lot of my research has gone into that, and so the that is a multi-million pound documentary. It is the biggest of the big. It's got such a big backer. It's got so many people that have contributed to it and so much research that's gone into it. And here's the thing for me: whilst I was doing that, I have been involved in that. I've been involved in another documentary since. And seeing how they come up with their scenes, seeing how they come up with the stories and the science behind it all, how that's all pulled together. This is what I think is so amazing about the prehistoric nature mod, because this Minecraft mod, and I have no problem saying this at all, is, I think, the greatest representation of the fossil record that exists outside of academic literature, both in terms of the completeness of it, in terms of the reconstruction of it, and most importantly, the scale, the scope, what you can do with it in terms of how you can do something like this, how you can build your own aquarium, how you could potentially use it to make your own documentaries and stuff like that. That there's so much you can do in this, and they've put the research in. Like, it is unbelievable when you go and talk to the developers and see the due process that they're putting into what is essentially just creating Minecraft mobs. They're insane.
Yeah, it's really amazing. I think something that we've yet to really highlight is the plants in this mod as well. And what I would like to do at some point is, is it Jared who does paleobotany?
Hmm.
I would love to send him the world file and just be like, okay, everything out here you can just do and make like the prehistoric arboretum and just have like a whole separate area like over this way that's just for his plants and stuff. I'm really tempted to message him about that at some point soon and do like a little spin-off maybe, because I don't know a thing about fossil plants, barely anything.
Mm.
I know about lepidodendron, and that's about it. That's as far as my knowledge goes.
Yeah, plants are harder to get your head around. Well,
Mm-hmm.
yes and no. I mean, anything that you're not overly familiar with is difficult to get into, but when the terminology is totally changed and you're going from, like leg, lung, teeth, they're all very familiar, and instead you're doing something like what, pith cast? I can't even think of any paleobotanical words hardly. Megasporangium, all of that stuff.
This is a really good example of what I was talking about, where they'll just stand facing a corner, and I would spend ages trying to be like, just go stand up in the open so I can film you, and then it would wander off again and go look in the corner. I'm like, no. Fun times.
So going on in the chat, Great Toastmaster has turned up and says hi. Shiny Cosmic, yo. Rob's turned up saying evening.
Goodness. I hope Rob was around in
Toastmasters.
time. I hope I heard your massive compliments a few moments ago.
Yeah, I only said that because they turned up.
Oh, did you?
Nah, it's all true. Toastmasters said that it's a bit depressing, which I guess is my documentaries are made up chat. And Dino Mind said amazing, which I assume is my chat about is a reaction to how long someone can chat on about documentaries being fake. Must be.
Well, I'm just going to keep on doing some vague out here. I'm trying to think of anything else I was going to talk about. We can just keep the chat going while we. Yeah, I'm just going to try and vaguely think about this and then try and explain what I'm doing. Because I've had a quick look. So one of the really cool features that they've just added is this Paleopedia. It gives you a full list of all the creatures, and it sort of gives you a little picture of them. It tells you their habitat, their vague sort of temporal range, a rough bit about their taxonomy. It's unreal. So this has made life so much easier. It gives you a bit of a taste of some of the creatures that
That's
have become.
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really cool. Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice this. So they've got Dipedium. This is one of the fishes that I'm currently working on. This is a weird stemmed helios that has these amazing teeth that look like little mushrooms, and it's believed that they would use those teeth to sort of crush various shelled prey that they would eat. They're really weird.
Europhagy, isn't it?
It is. They have a Gyrophagous diet. We've got Coelophysis now. We're really catching up into really exciting. Oh, this is so cool. But yeah, so this is the Triassic stuff. But then if we go back out into the, say for instance, the Devonian, there are now so many more Devonian creatures that I didn't add previously. But I now need to go back and add, I guess, if I want it to be complete.
Toastmaster said, right-click on an animal with the book.
Okay.
I'm guessing that will open it up or something.
Oh my goodness. Hang on. Why am I... Hold on. Oh, does that just send me back? Or is that telling me something? I thought I saw like some trivia pop up and I got really excited because I do love... I like there is a little summary of the Triassic. I think that's what I saw. Is that just to make it so I don't have to keep going back? Or am I...
I have no idea. I'm not even in control of any of this. This is the first time I'm seeing stuff.
Well, we already established that I struggle with left and right earlier before we started the stream. But no, that does actually... I think I see what you're saying. That does make it go a lot easier.
So many things in the Triassic were Gyrophagous.
Yeah.
Toastmaster says, probably. And Rob says, click the book item in the world on a mob in the world.
Oh, okay. Let's do it on... Oh my goodness.
Has that saved you some time?
I think. Hold on, unlock the entry. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Let's find Scutosaurus in here real quick. This is like a whole other level of. Okay, so that's complete. So it's kind of like a little Pokedex. You could sort of go through and finish, and that's how you unlock the trivia. Oh my god! Look at this, Dave. I'm not needed anymore. It's all in the game already. It's all been
Right.
added.
Should we just end the stream here now?
Yeah, end the stream.
Let's just go through and read it all out.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll start at the first page and we'll just go through. Look at this. This is fantastic. And is that for every creature?
Probably, I guess.
Oh my god. I know that there's like a whole new level of gameplay that's been added recently that I've not even touched yet because I noticed there's like microscopes and stuff now. I've not even begun to explore what that is. I've just one of the creatures in creative. But I think what I'm assuming is that from a survival gameplay approach, there's so much more you can do. Sorry, I've just been distracted by a bench, Dave. Bear with me real quick.
It's fine. You can add benches.
Well, right. Before we do anything else, I'm just going to quickly go through and rip up some stairs and replace them with proper benches.
I'll tell you what. If you want to hear, if you want kind of like some validation as to why you are doing this completely bonkers pursuit, developers, just listen to how happy you've made Jake. Just with benches made out of different paleo wood or whatever it is.
Stupid chair I made. I made a chair out of. There we go. That's way nicer. And just. Oh god. There we go. So nice. I love this. Dave, you have no idea. There's like an unspoken rule in Minecraft where if you use a stair block just on its own, that's a seat.
Right. But now you've got real seats.
Now I've got actual seats.
Great. Now everyone can think about sitting down.
Yep.
So Rob has been saying that they are contemplating translating the book today.
Oh, really?
Putting it into a whole other language. And opening up to a whole load of other people.
That's a really fantastic
going to be a lot of work.
Yeah. But if you, so recently, when I found our recent paper out, I think we were trying to work on getting it in Italian because one of the co-authors was Italian. But we are looking into getting it translated as well. It's really cool. I think it's really awesome that you're going to do that for this. Like from, I don't know how CurseForge works, but do you get like analytics who downloads your modern stuff? Do you know how like popular it is around the world, or I don't know, maybe not?
Might have website analytics because it's got to come from a website.
So. Yeah.
Paul's asked if you were tasked with making a paleo game, what would you make?
That's what's really fun, and this is just a little bit of showing off real quick. I was asked this question by Wired recently. The the autocomplete videos that Wired.
Oh, famous.
They didn't include my answer in any of the article, but I was asked it. So that means I finally get to answer on here. My dream paleo game would basically be like Stardew Valley, where you would start off, you would sort of create your character, you customize your character to your heart's content, and you would just be dropped into an environment sort of reminiscent of maybe like Isle of Skye or somewhere like that, somewhere really sort of flaunting localities and things, and you'd be sent there to make a geological map or do some kind of geological field work, and along the way you would meet a wide and wonderful range of wacky characters. And I don't know, I think it would be tempting to add some kind of supernatural element where you time travel or whatever. But I think I would just love to see a game about a paleontologist that was, good representation and kind of, I don't know what it is, but sort of just nice and wholesome. I think would be a good vibe, because so many paleo games are just about massacring um,
Yes.
dinosaurs. That would be my dream game. But failing that, I would love it if someone made like Saurian, but you play as some really obscure little fish that no one's heard of. I think that would be
That
the
I can
dream.
see that being a bestseller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite thing about that article was they also interviewed. So the guy that wrote it, Pierce Anderson, he went to a geology and paleontology conference, and he was just going around the poster session and asking people, "Do you want to see your research turned into a video game, and would you play it?" And the guy who worked on freshwater snails was like, "I've been studying these snails for 3 years, and even I would not play a video game about them," which is so funny. Um, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah. It's, it's,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard when you get into the nitty gritty of paleo. Like for my day job, I do foraminifera, which are single-celled organisms. I ain't gonna make the best of games. But then maybe that's on us for not being good enough science communicators to make it interesting.
EP.
Chat stuff. Rob says that he can see downloads in total, but nothing more than a raw number. Relic Dragon says a paleo game by you guys would be great. Well, I'm in the middle of making a paleo game. Have been for a very, very, very long time. And one day that will come out, and it will be the greatest, the second greatest game after this one.
Of course. If I ever had the free time, I would love to do a series on this channel that was just like developing something from scratch with the hero experience. Because I think Stardew Valley, like, it's a very complicated game, and I'm not trying to diss the people that made it. They're immensely talented. But like, I feel like just the raw basic code of it wouldn't be too difficult to design in like Game Maker Studio or something. Obviously a lot of work, and I would want to make sure it was written really well. I think that would be quite a fun series to maybe try one day. Not like how asymmetrical.
It would be nice if people would put the resources into making computer games that they would do in TV shows and films and stuff like that. I think there's a real ability to create engaging content in games that really could add to our kind of like paleo outputs as a yeah, I think it's a really huge place that could have a lot of good things made if people saw it as more than just, like a computer game, and saw it as a potential way of connecting with different kinds of people, with different audiences. Because the fact that we've got 16 people here right now, and maybe,
oh
like,
God.
no, but come on, like your videos are going to get a couple of thousand. That is a significant amount of people that are specifically interested in seeing this content, and serving them and the wider audience. I mean, you've only got to look at how many people watch Ark or watch Saurian playthroughs or whatever dinosaur game. The audiences collectively, both in terms that watch it and play it themselves, are potentially huge.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, you're not going to get the casual audience that will stumble across it on Netflix, but still, that's engaging with an audience, a very specific computer game audience. It's a demographic that isn't reached by most normal kinds of outreach. Like museums can't reach these people a lot of times. TV, maybe. Like, are you going to go from playing Ark to watching Prehistoric Planet on Apple? Are you then going to go to a museum? Like, there's different levels of engaging with different demographics, and I think that we shouldn't be ignoring computer games as a medium for engaging with people.
Yeah, that
Which
was
is
the
why this
argument.
is so good.
Yeah, that was the argument in our paper, basically, that the amount of people out there who don't have access to, say, a museum or whatever it may be, there's a lot of areas, especially in this country, that just do not have the access to these facilities. You may very well have experienced paleontology in a video game, though.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I think a lot of, especially like older paleontologists, really accept, because if they don't, well, they're going to miss the boat on potentially extraordinary scientists who will never get the chance to actually,
Okay,
really,
so
important.
I've got a question for the audience. Does anyone else hear Jake as Robot Jake? Are you having problems, or is that just me with our chat?
Ooh, no.
Yeah.
How bad was it?
It's not too bad. I can still hear what you're saying, but sometimes you sound like a robot.
The scale of like Cher to Dalek, how am I sounding?
I think you're gonna have to try both of those in context. You're gonna have to do a little bit of singing, and then you're gonna have to do a bit of extermination as well.
You have a tiny Dalek on my
Yeah, Paul says sometimes. Paul, is that Dalek or Cher? Which do you think?
I'm really sorry about the audio thing. We will try and fix that next time. That's why I didn't announce the stream, because I thought, well, if no one watches it, then it's fine. But people have turned up, and it's lovely to see you all. But also, I'm really sorry. I will do my best to fix this next time.
Well, half a saying fine, half a saying just a bit, so it's not too bad. You're getting a lot of Stardew Valley chat. Stardew does have a dinosaur. A playthrough of trying to get the dinos as fast as you can, then critiquing them would be interesting.
I have thought about doing that. Yeah, definitely.
Eris has said, "What is this?" I don't know what that's in reference to. Maybe it's just kind of like a wider question. And yes, I don't know either. Why are we doing this?
So maybe they are someone who's completely new to
this. Who's saying stuff? Quite a few games tried to go with the Jurassic Park designs of animals like raptors. That's Eris. Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, we missed Blackadder. 125. There's a game called Paleo Pines in the works that seems to have a Stardew Valley, but you get dinosaurs helping you out vibes.
Yes. Friend of the show, Natalia, is game, and I've been promised that when they're ready, we will get an early build of it. So look forward to that, I guess. Very exciting. Yeah. Paleo Pines looks really cute. I don't know how far away it is, though. I hope it's soon.
You're Daleked. Shark Superiority says, bit of damaged Dalek. But
oh, no.
The question is that physical damage or emotional damage to that Dalek? Like, exterminate, I guess. Whatever.
It was the thing that is always on my mind. I do apologize.
Could you guys maybe make the enclosures a bit bigger this time, please?
Yeah, so that's something that I noticed last time on the comments, because I was basically trying to think in terms of telling the story about evolution. I wanted everything quite condensed down so that it was easier to see. But yeah, that was something that people did bring up, that they wanted to see bigger enclosures. And I think as we get into more dinosaur-y things, I think that is probably going to have to become more common. I've got a rough plan here to basically make these sort of round sort of enclosures to show some of the more important stuff, and then this massive area out here where I'm going to try and open it up a bit. I think that's why I made this tank, because I went to I've never. So one of the things I said when I started this series is despite working on fossil fish, have spent not a lot of time in aquariums, so I don't really know. This is not based on anything in particular. But since then, I went to the Oceanarium in Valencia, in Spain, on a conference, and they have beluga whales in their enclosures, which is really surreal. I didn't think that was allowed, and that's when I realized, oh, that's why it's not an aquarium, it's an oceanarium. And ever since seeing that, I remember I have this little moment in the back of my head, like, I should probably give some of our creatures in the prehistoric aquarium a slightly bigger home. And yet, even this is still, I think, animal cruelty. If
Yes,
this were to exist in the real world, we would be shut down pretty immediately.
probably.
Yeah, I mean, that's already like, you know, it's. I think I will try my best to give us some nice big open enclosures, but at the same time,
You've got unlimited space,
yeah.
really, haven't
I
you?
do have literally infinite space. But
The
do I
only
have
thing
infinite time?
that is stopping you is just your lack of morals, I think,
Yeah,
at this
absolutely.
stage.
My bloodthirsty desire to see these creatures.
Oh, look at this comment from H. Bath. This Minecraft series is the best zoo build I've seen on YouTube.
Oh,
How about that?
very lovely. Thank you so much.
A lot of people are talking about 65.
Oh, yeah.
The new film.
Yeah.
What are we thinking? It's going to be rubbish.
I
But
have next to no opinions of it.
popcorny rubbish.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea. Circles in Minecraft is really difficult.
Rob wants to know if we are going to be moving on in time in the next series, or are we going to be revisiting the Paleozoic with the new mobs?
I think we'll probably try and do a bit of both. I'm going to try and really get into the early Triassic because that's actually an area that I'm, again, not 100% like confident in terms of especially land animals. So if anything, it's more of a chance for me to learn a lot as well in terms of my job as a science communicator. I am immensely proud of the last series of videos we did about the Permian, and obviously it wouldn't have been possible without this mod. So I want to try and do it justice again, talking about early archosaurs and stuff, because it's really something I tend to work on, but I want to get it right. And then we will definitely go back to the Paleozoic because that is where my heart resides, and we will try and add things. I should have mentioned earlier, there is a space under, where is it? Here? Yeah. There is.
Can you repeat that? Sorry. You dialect.
Sorry. Okay. Now, this very dark, shadowy underground area. I'm putting this aside for all the invertebrates that I have left behind because I am promising to myself that one day this whole area full of invertebrates, and I will come back to them. When? I don't know, but I will do it because, yeah, I've not really. The whole point of this series is to shine a spotlight on some of the more obscure creatures. And I think I want to make sure I do that just any form of sense. I think something I will probably do off camera because it'll be extremely tedious. It's sort of the next array of candidates on here with the new Triassic creatures. I think if on a live stream, you would really see just how slow my brain is, and people might just stop watching when they realize that, oh, he's actually got the brain of a dog. He doesn't know what he's doing and can't count or do his alphabet. So, that's kind of I will do off camera. But for these little builds and just chatting, it's very nice just to.
We've the questions are flooding in. It's lovely to see.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Also, just while you were talking about about the stream versus recording, how long does it take you to actually do a recording versus what you actually see?
Oh my god, you see a fraction of what goes up. So we were talking just before the stream started about YouTube back in the day, and I have been playing Minecraft for a really, really long time, like back when it was in Beta 6, I think. I remember when they added pistons. I think that's like tells you my history with this game. There was a point to this. Let me quickly try and get back to what I was saying. So I've been playing this game for ages, and I remember some of the earliest Let's Plays of this game. That's why I first discovered this game. It's really weird going back and watching them because it is just unedited, completely unscripted. It's so funny where they'll just be like, For the next 20 episodes, I'm gonna do some mining, and it just goes on and on and on. And back in the day, that was extremely entertaining, but it seems like the YouTube audience has changed. And now Minecraft Let's Plays, a lot happens in the first episode. They are extremely tightly edited. A lot of just the very slow building happens entirely off camera or in a time lapse, and a lot of it's all planned out in advance as well. So I basically did like homework before I started this series of watching modern day streamers, modern day YouTube channels, just to see what a video looked like. Did that come through robotic, or did that make sense?
We got there.
Okay.
That's enough. Right. Lots of questions. So we've had a few from Eris about the mod. So starting off with whether or not those were megs that we were looking at in the morally dubiously small tank.
We've got Helicoprion, which is a form of Chondrichthyon. It's got this great weird sort of wall of teeth, this kind of spiral of teeth, and that's currently most of the fossil record of them is just this teeth. So the rest of their body is very speculative, and they're very cool. They're not actually a shark, but they're very, very closely related to modern-day sharks. And then this is an Angostius, which is the really big, famous placoderm with its big jaws. And I think what I really love about this is when I did the first ever episode of this, I think I joked about how Dunklosius wasn't in the mod. That's just how hipstery we were being with this. But then obviously I really hope that sounded okay.
No.
Oh,
it sounded okay enough. I've got a question. Do I sound like a depressed Dalek or no, damaged Dalek, whatever we're talking?
You sound absolutely fine to me. I'm really
Do I sound like I've got a glorious broadcast radio microphone? Where else are we going? So also Eris has been asking about the mod and saying that the spotlight on more obscure animals is always very nice to see. So that is good. I think someone answered which version of the mod it was. Paul said, I think in the theme of morally dubious tanks, building idea, a tank similar to the one which exploded in Berlin, but with creatures from the game.
Oh my god.
It would be nice seeing, you know, like a vertical tank.
That would be pretty cool. So actually, I was saying earlier that I'm starting to build slightly upwards in some areas. Maybe we should do that.
I think it'd be really awesome. Nice.
What would we put in it? Lots of little ray-finned fish.
I would like to see a giant orthocone vertical because they swam vertically.
Yeah, I think that was something I pointed out in one of the videos, and I think Rob will probably say this in the chat.
I think that it'll be very hard to do.
I think they just clip into the ground, or they swim right at the surface, and you just see the shell bobbing out of the water.
Yeah,
it's not ideal.
Toadmaster says, by the way, what do you guys think of the previews for some of our Jurassic animals? Because we're allowed to see the previews before the rest of the public do, because we're cool.
I don't really spend a lot of time in the Discord because it's overwhelming at times. The amount of notifications. But what I have seen looks really amazing. Have you added the Dorsodictis yet? There been artwork of that done yet? I'm extremely excited to see that.
Well, I've got no idea what Dalek Jake said, but
really, is it really that bad?
No, it comes and goes. Like you get the general gist. I think.
I asked about Dorsodictis. It really, like, because if people can't hear what I'm saying, then there's no real point in doing it.
Well, if they can hear me, then
I suppose. Can you think of any?
Do all the chat.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Is it? Do you think it is just the bit rate of the stream that's messing with it?
Possibly. I think that if it's all going through your computer and that's having a tough time of it. But anyway, let's keep going. If people don't like it, then they can just leave.
Well, so I just feel bad. I would find it really annoying.
It's not too bad. I mean, I can pretty much make out everything that you're saying. Just takes a little bit of listening.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, everyone. I will try and make that better for next time.
Yeah. So it could have something to do with the mic settings. We tried it out before. Like, I don't think it's anything to do with the mic. It's the latency and processing kind of thing. So I think it's just one of those. Next time we could maybe run it on my computer, or no, because then I'd have to build. I'm not building anything. Rob has asked, do you mix your own sounds down and edit all the vids all end to end, or do you have a pet monkey to do that kind of thing?
I know, I make them all by myself.
Yeah, the Gaming Network, we record, plan, produce all of our own videos and then release them collaboratively. So it's essentially like having, like the channels of however many people, 6 now or something. How many on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 people, all, but then sharing a schedule. So we can do, well, Jake can do things amazing like the Minecraft Aquarium because he's got time for everyone else to fill in between videos, or can have a couple of months off and someone else will do a video. So it works really well. And that was the whole point of it being a network and being collaborative. So that is cool.
Yeah, like it means we don't have to improvise as much. We can plan things better. A lot of the videos I make have a lot of pre-production in terms of research and everything.
Whereas mine don't. I'm just like, I guess I should stream something because we've not released anything. Here's a 20p game on Steam that's called like Dinocide Murder 24. And yeah, I'll just do something stupid. Right, yeah, it's a group channel.
I'm just thinking about, I love the idea of the huge column tank. I'm wondering if we blast our way through this mountain and sort of put it in there, maybe? Because I don't want it sticking up into the sky. You think?
Can it go down and have like
a
spiral staircase around it?
That's what I'm thinking. If we TNT our way through here, we can build it.
Yeah, and this is what I like about the live stream is that we're involving people. Like, we all loved this Minecraft series. I think I will speak for all of us when I say that, but it'll be nice to be able to, like have some ability to shape it. So, we've got the Paul Richardson vertical memorial tank.
Oh my gosh, that was so sad though. I think any of the fish that survived were put down as well. It was heartbreaking.
Oh.
It was also very funny that I came into work and everyone went, "Jake, have you heard about this fish tank?" They knew that would be something I'd be interested in. I think we might do it through here, I'm gonna try and dig down and hopefully this won't crash the game. This water out.
So Rob has confirmed that the Minecraft has a compress vertical scale. Yeah, and I think we are up to date.
Okay.
Oh, we got there. We did most of them.
It's a shame this is robotic because I really wanted to talk about paleovision when we mentioned the Dunkleosteus. If I can't string together a single sentence.
Yeah, talk about
sense. All right, you let me know if that doesn't work out. So one of the joys of doing these videos is I have learned how to edit, and I'm really pleased with how when I go back and watch my older videos, I'm embarrassed. I'm also really proud of some of the more recent ones I've done. I think they're really good. Anyway, recently I, alongside my colleagues at the University of Birmingham, won a video editing competition, and it is genuinely the most proudest I've ever been of basically anything science communication related. And so, you want to try and explain this, Dave, or shall I try and explain what happened?
How do we even explain? Right. Okay. So no, I think you should explain. I'm finding the video and I'm going to post it.
Okay, so there's this thing called Paleovision, which is a annual music contest. Just move away from these explosions for paleontologists around the world to enter, and it's usually music videos, but it doesn't have to be. And anyway, this year we created a music video for a parody of Justin Timberlake's "Sexy Back." We called it "Sexy Plaque," as in placoderms, and we basically wrote a pop song about placoderm mating, and we won with a landslide majority. As in, like 100 more points behind us, which was terrifying, yet also so fun. Oh my god, it's ridiculous. Um, and I wouldn't have known how to do that if it weren't for this YouTube channel that we have. That that kind of shows my video editing skills how they've changed.
Where is your video? Is it on is it on the YouTubes?
It's on Thomas Clements' YouTube channel.
All right, okay.
It's down by now, maybe. I don't know. Sorry about how dark this is, everyone. I'll try and keep it a bit more lit. There we go.
He's not got it on. He's got the whole thing.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Unfortunately, they've not uploaded the individual.
Ah,
yeah.
And you don't have a copy anywhere.
I do, but I'm
On
not allowed
YouTube.
to upload it. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna timestamp it. This is how much I care.
Well, anyway, the reason why I bring it up is that I really want to build a big, gigantic model of our. So, as you'll see in our video, there's a puppet, Dunkleosteus, and I really want to make a gigantic model of that Dunkleosteus puppet somewhere in the aquarium at some point, if people are okay with that, because it's so ridiculous.
All right, okay. Share with the audience a terrible cover of Justin Timberlake. You're gonna love this. Oh, I missed one from Paul.
Oh, yeah.
He says, "What's your skin?" I'm assuming he means your character and not like what's the deal with your face.
Yeah.
Or my face.
Oh, my skin. I changed my skin recently to another Doctor Who character. This is a character from an episode of Doctor Who from the 1980s called The Happiness Patrol. And this character is called the Candyman. And if you're going to watch this music video, stop and Google Doctor Who Candyman with a K. That's who this skin is supposed to represent. He is a magnificent character from a genuinely underrated episode of 80s television. The whole episode is about Margaret Thatcher, basically, but like Space Thatcher. And the Candyman is Thatcher's like horrible henchman who is like a cyborg in that he's part robot and part sweets. And I love him.
Thatcher.
Yeah, I love this character so much. If you find like a clip of him talking, he has such a squeaky little voice. He's genuinely really scary.
Is he? Are you sure about that?
Yeah. He's very scary. He threatens to like backhand slap someone at one point. There's also a bit where he like chases someone through a sewer. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, I adore that episode and I adore that character. And my sibling found a skin, a Minecraft skin, believe it or not, that someone has made of this character. And now I'm in love with it and will never change it ever again because it's perfect. I hope you all enjoyed that brief adventure into obscure Doctor Who from the 1980s.
I hope you're happy with that, Paul. Are you going to download it yourself? Or any other obscure Doctor Who skins you would like to see?
I would love, by the way, if I could do genuinely anything paleontological to a Doctor Who adjacent. I remember as a kid I had like a Doctor Who Meets the Dinosaurs book. It's so outdated, it's so funny. The paleo art is so bad. It's also like kind of like sexist in that it just constantly refers to humanity as man. And by the time man evolved, it's just you can kind of imagine in Tom Baker's voice. It's really bad. I would love to do an updated version of that. That would be my like dream project to work on maybe one day.
Oh, Jake.
Hello.
I've told you about the Doctor Who mug, haven't I? Because I know that Jake is the greatest Doctor Who fan. So I got offered a Doctor Who mug from someone. I think it was my partner. Who was it? I can't remember. I think it was my partner. Anyway, so I got a Doctor Who mug for Jake, and he's not seen it yet.
I can't see it now because I would have to open OBS to see it.
You would have to. There is Jake's Doctor Who mug.
Which you broke. You messaged me like the day after you found it saying that you broke it.
I broke it like a couple of hours after securing it for him. So
you messaged me like, want this mug? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, please. And then literally 3 hours later, you messaged me saying that it had broken.
I'm not that clumsy a person though. So it's really weird. It's got a little chip in the ceramic, but it should super glue back on. And we've got all sorts of paleontological adhesives being paleontologists. Yeah, I've got some upstairs. I could just go and do a live sticking stuff together. Right. If you don't know, paleontology, a lot of it is broken. A lot of the fossils we dig up are like smashed to smithereens. Like, I couldn't believe it the first time I dug up a dinosaur bone and they were just like, oh, don't bother digging it up properly. Just use that jackhammer and just cut through it. And I was like, are you sure? And they're like, yeah. What else are you going to do? Try and excavate it properly? And then you just take it back to the lab and stick it back together with glues. So many fossils are all just stuck together with glue. Yeah, and you can barely tell the difference. So that will be your mug. It'll be perfect eventually. Just don't drink acetone with it, and it should stay reasonably intact.
So just to remind everyone, the basic plan here, I really love the idea of this big columnar sort of tank. I don't think it's actually going to go as deep down as I have dug out, to be honest. It might only go to like here-ish. Area around it, and then we'll put a start on it. And I think we'll probably try and make it an vertebrate sort of thing, and we'll see if we can column with all the bottom feeders at the bottom, and sort of we'll figure something out. I think. Does that sound like a solid plan, Dave Marshall?
Yeah, imagine kind of like as you were saying, a stratified water column. So you've got all the bottom feeders, then you've got the ones swimming slightly above it, the ones that are swimming in the free ocean, and the ones that are living on the surface. That'd be lovely to show the whole bathymetric series. I'm sure there must be a word for that.
But this might take longer than this stream potentially. But we'll give it a good old start today, I think.
Yeah, good.
Chatting while I do this, because normally I just sit on my own. So this is very nice.
So people are starting to pile out now. We're down to 8. Really? We're down to our core 8, our best 8 viewers now. Is the audio sounding a bit rubbish, or are you just bored of us? You can be honest. We don't mind.
It might be because it's gotten quite dark on the video from me going underground.
Yeah. Do you hate caves? Would you like more outside digging? Would you like more chat about specific fossils, or do you just want to see explosions underground? Maybe that's what's keeping them here.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We don't know. Possibility that I might blow up the entire aquarium accidentally. People are waiting for.
So, as a Minecraft noob, if you completely undermined everything, does it stay floating in the sky, or would it?
Oh yeah,
fall?
Absolutely. There's no. Well, it depends. So blocks like sand do have gravity. I'm demonstrating it. It will catch up with you eventually. They will fall. So if it's like a powdery block, like gravel or sand, that will fall. But everything else doesn't. So, like very famously, if you chop a tree down in Minecraft, like it'll just stay floating.
Right. Good
Um,
stuff.
you can get mods, I think, that add proper physics, but I think it would burn my computer in half if I tried to
Yeah, and
install it.
everything had come crashing down and
Absolutely. Yeah,
right,
it's
yeah.
pretty safe. Mhm.
The core crew, our core 8 are into it. They want to keep going. The audio's good. They
Glad of
can't
that.
get enough of the chat.
I'll
Oh, here we
definitely
go.
try and
Rob says,
Mhm.
"Oh, you so far haven't talked about ecosystem reconstructions and biomes, etc., which is something
Yes.
we're trying to vaguely do in the mod."
Mhm. So that's something that I think. Oh, okay. Fun fact: I did not realize recently when I reinstalled the mod. There's my little time machine gone. That the dimension added a separate mods. So I logged in like, why is it not working? Why can't I go back into the appearance? So I understand that now. I
You,
think I've
I didn't understand it. You got to try again, Dalek
okay.
Jake.
Sorry. The mod has updated so that you download the dimensions, the different eras separately. Does that make
Oh,
sense? Yes.
would that
Uh,
keep like the file size down or
I
something?
think that's the intention. Obviously, I
Yeah.
don't know. I think I've got the Triassic installed. Oh, yeah, so I've got the Triassic installed, so we can have a quick pop there. I started a little project, but I don't know if this. Okay, question for you, Rob. If I reinstall, say, all of these dimensions and return to them, will it reset, or will everything I've built, will everything I've built previously be undone? I did start working on something related to that. I'm scared it may have been wiped out potentially. It's absolutely fine if
Don't
not.
ask
I
me.
barely did it. Yeah. But anyway, I would love to try and recreate some famous fossil localities and invite colleagues who've worked on them to sort of react to how they've been recreated in the game. That would be really nice. So, for instance, we could have Thomas on to talk about the Maison Creek, and he could see Billy Monster and Lady Somas and all the other creatures that I found there. I have friends who work on the Bear Gulch Formation, friends who work on all sorts of various Lagerstätte, the Berger Sale, whatever it may be. I would love to just go through each era and create like a really solid reconstruction of each environment. But again, that's like a whole other project, I feel like, in terms of, you know what I mean? Like that would be for the more documentary side of
Yeah.
things, potentially. Yeah.
So,
That's a current project.
no, if they are in the world and you install the mods, they should work seamlessly. The stuff will all still be there.
Yeah, so what I did was I started building like almost like research bases, and they were going to be like the sort of hub that you would start in, and then I was going to try and make like a recreation of these environments around it, like completely from scratch. Just every block would try and pick something that looked really lovely and fill it with all the appropriate creatures, and get people on to talk about them. That is definitely something that I will try and do this year. Definitely in like the next few months, I'm going to try and
So, kind
start
like
organizing that.
uh, Prehistoric Aquarium Pro.
Yeah.
You should start giving titles out. You know, like
Hmm.
chief curator of whatever fish in the Prehistoric Aquarium.
Mhm. That would be
And then
very fun.
invite famous people to be part of the staff.
So I think I was telling Dave earlier, I tried putting the world on a server and I could not get it to run at all. So do you think that it's possible, Rob, to I know there's certain sites where you can have a server hosted. And I think some of them do allow mod packs. Is this a mod pack or a collection of mods that is compatible with some of those services? Do you know of? Because if that's possible, then yeah, it would be really cool just to maybe even buy a Minecraft account, Dave, like that's like Paleocast guest account, and then just have people log on as like the guest account and have them explore with me, maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool. And do guided tours in there.
that's what I mean. Like we could just like try and do it together, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe
Obviously
that's something
assuming.
that people are interested in. Let us know in the comments.
Well, what I'm thinking is I can invite various researchers to come and give their opinions in the flesh, or we just record it separately. Who knows?
The thing is, this mod gives us so many options to do
It really
things like
does.
this.
It really, really does. It's unreal.
It is a blank canvas for the creativity of various groups, from the public to science communicators, researchers. It's amazing. I'm getting attacked by my cat. He's turned bad.
You hear like the purring in the background.
Can you hear him purring?
I could earlier, not right now.
Aww. Rob says they run it on servers, no problems. DM on Discord for tech help.
Okay.
You know what? It's lovely doing a live stream with the lead dev in the
Right.
chat.
I know they're supposed to be asking us questions, and I'm like, hey, do you know how you do this, maybe? Oh, shoot. Whoops. Sorry. I just dug into the ceiling and nearly released all of the giant dragonflies.
Oh,
Okay.
dear.
So that can't be opened up. That's good to know.
That's how you create a film franchise.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. I'll go this way then. I think this is going to work. I'm quite scared by these explosions, but it'll be worth it, I promise.
Yeah, what are you up to again? Fill me in.
Building a big tank. I need to clear enough space to sort of put it. If that makes sense. I think I'm going to start on the now. I think we've got enough space. It's going to be really cool. I really love this idea. And then what I'll do is, I don't know how I'll incorporate it into the video, but it'll be fine.
Oh, a comment I missed was about doing a tunnel, like in normal aquaria.
Yeah,
that
so
you've
that's
not been to.
I tried to do like in this area, which is adequate, but maybe I should try and do something a bit bigger and a bit more. There's no reason not to. Yeah, that was something that I knew aquariums had, but again, yeah, I should probably try and visit more aquariums. There is one in Birmingham, which is the Sea Life Centre, but it feels really weird having an aquarium like that in the middle of the city, especially when like it's got penguins in it. I think that's really weird walking to the city centre being like, there's a penguin in that building.
Right.
Do you not agree with that?
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah.
I guess it's like that with most zoos.
Yeah, but like it's next to like the Lego store. It's very strange. There shouldn't be penguins that close to the Lego store.
They're the luckiest penguins.
I suppose. I just find it very bizarre. Yeah, the aquarium, Oceanarium in Valencia is really like it's a big art project. It's really, really surreal walking around it. But what's interesting is that they also have like an aviary and things like that. So it did kind of, in a weird way, justify to me some of the decisions that I had made with this. I was like, so you can have an aquarium that also has in it.
Did the layout make sense?
Not really, actually.
I don't think it matters in an aquarium, did it? Do they do it by biome?
Well, I guess
they don't do that in a zoo, do they? Really?
I think aquariums, it's like water temperature and salinity. So you have like your tropical, and, like cold Antarctic sort of environments. In this game, that doesn't really matter. I'm doing it more taxonomic. Really,
that'd be more like a. Well, you're working with age primarily, and then taxonomy. I guess a zoo would do things taxonomically. So you got like reptile house, big cats together, birds, aviaries. Yeah, so this is more akin to a zoo than it is an aquarium.
Yes. Prehistoric Aquarium sounds really cool.
Prehistoric zoo. Yeah, it's not as
not as good. Yeah, but yeah, I would like to try and do it online and get other people involved because it does attract quite a lot of like interest. There's a lot of other paleontologists out there who really want to kind of come on and play. So yeah, we'll try and figure something out in there.
And the chat is still going to be taking comments after we've finished this live stream. If you've managed to watch all this way through and you've got to here thinking that, you know, like you want to engage or you've got something to say or recommend, write it in. Like we're still going to see it. We're going to read it. We're not going to read it live, but you know, we can still see it, respond to it, and maybe include these ideas as well. Is this kind of format something that you do like, that you've enjoyed, that you would want to see more of? Let us know. Even if we've finished the stream long ago, it's good to know.
We read every comment except the mean ones.
We don't get. Have we ever had a mean comment?
I don't think so. No, I really don't think so.
There's a discussion of clear glass in the comments.
You know what?
Eris is saying, try the clear glass, I think it is. And Topemaster's saying it's the zircon glass in the mod.
Oh, snap. Oh, my God.
Have we just realized something?
Yeah, so look, they've got a very nice set. Do I now want to go through and add this
all the aquarium and replace the glass?
Maybe on the to-do list, potentially. I did have a plugin that was actually connecting the glass, I think, on the previous series, but for some reason, I've got a new installation. I think I've forgot about that. But this is a really cool workaround, so yeah, that'll work just nicely. Perfect.
Oh, you've
very
got
much
a lot
for the
of
suggestion.
glass replacement to do.
Yeah. But there we go. I'm glad that someone mentioned that after I'd literally done one layer, though.
Yeah, that's true. End. Like,
and gone, Jake. Oh well. Oh, that's cool. Very cool.
Rob comes to the rescue again. If you're in single player, you can use a command to replace the block.
Excuse me? What?
I don't know. This is what
How
it says.
Do you do that?
That glass means you can put water plants up against it without the horrible lighting effects from vanilla glass.
Yes, that is a problem in this tank. So, for instance, there's like a weird pocket of air there. So, oh my goodness, that may not have worked too well with my shader. Or maybe I just have to go in and replant it. I'll come back to that in a second. Maybe I've done something. I guarantee I've done something wrong there.
Again, DM me and I'll help. So
yeah. I will. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, it's so useful. I mean, how many things in this, right? As the developer, how many things do you look at in this and you just kind of like, oh, if only you did just use this different kind of block or built it this way or placed the mob in this position.
There are so many, because I remember being like, it would be really cool if the must jobs headbutted each other, and then I got a comment being like, if you just waited like a few seconds, they would have done it.
Oh, dearie me.
Yeah.
And being as a person who's developing a computer game, I sat there and I thought of everything, and then seeing real people use it, and they just come in and I'm like, oh, all you have to do is just stand here and press this button and it works, and they'll just do everything but that. And I'm just like, no, please just, like, if you want the window to close, just press the little X in the top corner, obviously. And they're just doing everything but. Oh, it's frustrating.
That's terrifying.
Rob said none. It wouldn't be any fun making something that people didn't do their own thing with. Though I do like to make sure people know the possibilities.
Yeah.
Toadmaster says the tapinocephalus headbutt each other.
Yes.
What's a tapinocephalus? I've never heard of that.
It is. I'll show you.
Moss chops currently do not in this mod.
Oh, well, there you go. I just remembered that. I think it is the. Let's have a look. Yes. And I believe it's either this one or Moss Chops. I think it's something very closely related to this. They took Skull to the synchrotron in Grenoble and scanned its skull and found evidence that they would have headbutted each other. They saw like reinforcements around the eyes and things like that, which is really cool. Because I've also used the synchrotron in Grenoble to scan fish heads, fossil fish heads. It's a really cool place to do research.
Have you seen all of the conspiracy theories about the synchrotron? That it's like to shoot holes in the space-time continuum and all of this crazy stuff.
God. Do you know
It's
what
a
was
gun
really
for blowing up other dimensions and things like that?
I need to see this. It's pretty surreal though. When I went to the synchrotron, I was there scanning my little fossil fish. And have you ever felt like so upstaged by someone where the people next to me using the same beamline had human brains in jars and they were scanning the brains of coronavirus victims to see what like damage was being done. And I was just standing there with my little box of fossils, like, wow, nothing I'm doing matters. It was really surreal. And their research got published recently, and it's really interesting that we were using the same machine. So different. Wildest thing.
We are getting bots posting in the chat now. Yeah.
Oh no, are you able to delete them?
No, but if we all report them, that should take care of it. I've done it and it's disappeared for me. I'm logged in as Paleocast, not Paleocast Gaming.
I see.
You would have to do it, but then you'd have to tab out. So
maybe hang on, let me see if I can do it through my phone, maybe, or it might not be worth it.
If it becomes a problem and there's loads more of it, let us know and I'll sort something out. Chat. Abrex says you want to see the new Precambrian dimension.
Yeah, I've heard it's been completely overhauled.
Has it? I do love some Precambrian fossils.
And I'll have to bring you in when we do the sort of Precambrian biomes in the future.
Yeah, please. I've been to so many of the Precambrian localities now. Yeah, I'm collecting them. I've got the White Sea in Russia. It'll be a while to do that one. I've got the Flinders Ranges in Australia and Namibia, I think, to go. And then I will have been to all the major ones.
Wow.
Which isn't bad for someone that doesn't do any Precambrian research.
Yeah. So there's one of my favorite conferences is the International Symposium of Early Vertebrates, I think it's called. And in 2024, I'm meeting in Canada. I think even though it's got no relation to what that conference works on, I think there's going to be a Burgess shale.
What? A Burgess shale, did you say?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so it's in Canada.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Very exciting.
I would love to go there. I know loads of people that have been.
I feel like.
Paul's asked, has a conspiracy theorist ever commented on a video?
Ooh.
And the answer to that is no for Paleocast Gaming.
I was harassed by conspiracy theorists after I worked in Wyoming. There's that whole group that believe in giants and I did something about about Devil's Tower. I talked about this in the Truck Simulator video. People think it's a giant tree stump.
Yeah.
And I got inundated with messages about that. I got loads of messages from people saying fossil light. I got loads of stuff like that. It's been a while. I think they've all moved on to
COVID.
Yeah, with much darker conspiracy theories since then. Back in the
Yeah,
day,
ones
yeah,
that
I used
actually
to get
will
loads.
damage and harm people.
Yeah, there's like that Fooling Ideas video about flat Earth, and he's like, the flat earthers have been really quiet recently. Why? Because they've all moved on to like QAnon and all sorts of much more frightening things.
Yeah. We've had a few specifically like commenting on YouTube channel on comments with the Paleocast podcast, but not very many. Like I thought it would be an absolute cesspit of horrible comments. Oh wait, hang on. No, the worst one we did was one where we spoke about equity in paleontology and all stuff to do with the morality of looking at fossils or working on fossils from Myanmar or Burma. That's just basically a war zone, and there being a load of fantastic amber fossils are being sold by the military, well, or at least sanctioned by the military, and then the funds are being used to fund war. So if you see a lot of these amazing like dinosaurs or early birds in amber, a lot of the time it's come from a really dodgy place, potentially.
The really
But
famous
then
dinosaur tail that was in amber, and the smallest dinosaur, which was that weird little hummingbird-like thing. That
and
podcast
so
episode's really good if you don't know about this.
yes, I'd recommend the Paleocast podcast entirely. But then there was a whole load of comments in it. It got picked up by a right-wing politician in the Netherlands, because they do have quite a few of those there. But they spun it all as like, oh, paleontology has to be woke now. So yeah, that kind of exploded. It was nice for download stats, but you'd kind of want them for the scientific content, not the right wing people getting angry. But hey ho, these people exist and walk amongst us.
Anyway, you're absolutely right, and the comments you got in that podcast were terrifying, but it is really important stuff. Our friends of the show have been like Emma Dunn and Nasima Raja have done loads of really amazing research on this, and I highly recommend you go and listen to them talking.
Rob said something controversial in the chat.
Okay.
He's talking about overhauling the Precambrian. He said we go back through each period to the Hadean in the mod now, with a kind of token biome illustrating something interesting from the billions of years. Not much life yet before the Ediacaran, though. Rob, that should be not much interesting life. There's plenty of bacteria, just not very much for you to do, unless there's something you can do with scale, and then you could make like tons of massive acritarchs and
oh my god, imagine that.
I don't think it'd be the most exciting, but it'd be accurate. Yeah, so if you want to if you need someone to consult on giant single-celled things, I guess you could get a lot of stromatolites. Yeah, life that could be shown in Minecraft. You just got to change the scale. I don't know if that's possible, but have giant microbes.
That'd be really something. You know how close I was to doing a PhD on that instead of fish? Like on really early Precambrian microbes, and then it didn't get funded. So, which was probably better, to be honest. But yeah, I really nearly did. I thought it was really cool.
I wonder what alternate Jake would have been like.
All right. I think probably not as good, because I wouldn't have worked alongside the people we just mentioned, who like Emma, who are doing really phenomenal research. And not only that, but like kind of making people think about what it means to be a paleontologist and the ethics and morality behind it. And feel like the Jake that stayed in Manchester probably wouldn't have gained that knowledge, or would have done very gradually through Twitter as opposed to a much better lab group, which I'm in now. I love my current lab group. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
I've got people talking about giant microbes now. I was talking about change the scale, not like just go with literal giant microbes.
Like
one of the biggest
is
one
little.
is Nummulites from all over the place, but the one you might heard of, or that at least we can give you a good indication of where it's from, is Nummulites gizerensis, I think it is. So it is the microfossil that makes up the Great Pyramids of Giza, and those are kind of like 1 or 2p, kind of coin-sized, single-celled organisms. So they built a big spirally shell or a test, and so those got pretty huge. Which isn't, I mean, imagine that for just, like a single cell to build something up as big as a 2p coin or whatever it is. But as to the largest, like, actual body size of a single-celled organism, I do not know. Don't know. Do you know?
I don't know.
Rob says Tawuia or Gryania. I don't know. There's a good job I've got the internet here.
That was my only fear of doing this series live is, my feet, because I don't know everything.
The biggest single-celled organism in the world is structured in the same way, an aquatic algae named Caulerpa taxifolia, which can grow up to, oh God, guess how long?
How long?
No, guess. Come on,
guess.
single cell.
Oh, it's single cell. It's going to be like maybe like 2 centimeters for it to be impressive.
Bigger.
Bigger?
Bigger.
5 centimeters.
Bigger.
10.
Bigger.
What?
Like, think. I'm gonna
hold on a second. What are you talking about? Are you talking about like the actual cell or the actual like thing that it creates?
A single cell.
Single cell is
what? So we're on 10 centimeters.
Like 30?
30 centimeters. A single cell.
Pretty cool. I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's flipping huge. Native to tropical Australia in the South Pacific, single-celled Caulerpa can grow very rapidly, which makes its invasive potential a real worry.
Oh. I think what I find really interesting about this kind of paleontology is thinking about life on other planets. And that's like the most exciting part about that, surely. If we're going to find an alien, like a fossil on Mars, it's probably going to look something like a stromatolite, right? Like, surely.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, stromatolites are very specific.
Yeah, but it'll be some weird kind of bacteria.
Yeah, it'll be a bacterium, probably.
I like the idea of like, if that ever was discovered, do we then have like a tree of life that's got like 2 strands, or do we discover that actually there is some extremely distant relation? And
are you advocating for panspermia?
I'm thinking the whole weird thing about like Martian meteorites on Earth, and there's like a whole theory of what panspermia is with the impact hitting Mars and the bacteria being shot to Earth or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never thought about it before, really. It would probably be the most important thing to ever happen in sciences ever.
The history of life. Probably, yeah. Oh, Wikipedia claims Nummulites first appeared during the Cretaceous. Yeah, I know it was Cretaceous, but like, I'm just talking about giant single cells. Also, I think Rob means Grypania.
Okay.
9 meters. 9 meters? There we go. Googling again. Gripania.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, is that? I wonder if I have seen that.
Staircase.
No, I haven't seen that. What am I talking about? And this
You're
is how we
lying.
science.
You're lying to our viewers.
Yeah, just straight up. Yeah, they're not the most exciting. Don't put them in your mod. We don't need that. But I love that you've considered it. He's changed it from 9 meters to 10 millimeters. A couple of orders of magnitude difference, but who's counting, eh? Oh, Jake's still playing Minecraft.
Hello.
Totally forgot about this. What are you up to? Are you just making things decorative?
A little bit.
And you are going to be the only one that ever sees and appreciates. It's good that we see it live, because this kind of stuff would get missed.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like I was saying before, I cut out almost 10 of 5. The other trick of the trade is a lot of the voiceover is recorded afterwards as well. I try to mask, but admit hell. As the live stream is probably revealing, I am very clicky-clacky when I play this game.
You're very what, sorry?
Like clickety-clackety, like the keyboard and the mouse and like...
Paul said, speaking of Mars, how might the discovery of fossils on other planets influence normal paleontology? What implications would astro-paleontology have? It would depend if you could link the two lots of paleontology together, because surely there's life on other planets. The Drake equation famously provides estimates for all the problems that equation has, as to if we consider everything that we know about life on the planet and make assumptions as to the likelihood of these situations that led to life on this planet arising on other planets. So what they would do is they would say, okay, so assuming that you would need a planet around a star to provide energy, you would need to be in the right distance to have liquid water, you would need for DNA to sort of evolve, building up an equivalent to the life that we have on our planet. And all of these ridiculous requirements that make it sound like it would be so utterly ultimately improbable that you would get life anywhere else. So like if we assume that we the chances of life evolving is like 1 billion to 1 sort of thing, and they build up these completely astronomical numbers, and then plug that into, you know, like the size of the known universe, which is a literal astronomical number, then you end up with there being like hundreds of thousands of life supporting planets that should be there, where life should have evolved, where we should be able to find, you know, life out. Oh, that looks beautiful, Jake. Just looking at the tank from the top. So there should be life on other planets. Now, the problem would come from comparing the two and seeing if there's a link between them. Like we were talking before with panspermia, that is like the origin, a single origin of life in the cosmos or between two places, and the life has spread through space somehow, that would have ridiculously huge implications for paleontology on both planets. However, if they are independently evolved and come to be, if life originates on two different planets respectively, then that would just be the paleontology of planet A and the paleontology of planet B. There'd be no crossover and no problem. We would just have paleontology of that planet on another planet. So it's nothing to really worry about.
One of the coolest things about it is, in geology, there's this really important principle, like the present is the key to the past, which is this idea where all that we understand about ancient ecosystem ecology is based on observing animals in the present and sort of applying that to the past. And I love the idea that if we were to find fossils on another planet, we would then have this amazing thing where the person that came up with that idea all those hundreds of years ago would have never imagined we'd be applying similar principles to the ecology of an alien, like, be interesting. Like, even if it was just little bacteria, all the same principles of ecology would apply, it would just be used in a radical way. But the weird thing is like Dave was saying, our understanding of the entire universe, especially our own solar system, is based on our planet, and then our understanding of other solar systems is based on our solar system. Our understandings of other galaxies is based on our galaxy. So I think broadening that horizon would probably help us understand. You know what I mean? Like, really badly wording this. I've never prepared how to say this. Am I making any sense at all here, Dave?
I'm sure you would do if you didn't sound like a Dalek, but
no.
Let's just imagine that Jake said something incredibly clear and intelligent
really
about. Yeah. In the comments, just be like, "Wow, Jake, that's so amazing."
Embarrassing though, because it's gonna make me look like such so stupid.
No, it's not. You just we're probably both just sounding like Daleks.
It's
very
really bad.
Intelligent and accomplished scientists, and everyone knows that. That's why they tune in.
No, I don't like it.
I'm sorry. It's not that bad, honestly. I'm just being mean.
They said a joke earlier, and then you were completely silent, and I was just like,
"You did?
No one heard that. No one heard that."
I'd love to have this conversation in a pub. I have some views from Rob. The reptile says, "Imagine alien invasive species, though, an ecological nightmare." Oh God, it would be. Like it would either just be completely outcompeted, or it would just destroy everything. One of those two.
Yeah,
we just don't know. So something about de-extinction, or what was it? Was it de-extinction that they were saying they were trying to do with the mammoth?
I feel like every live stream we do, someone inevitably asks us about that.
Well, this is what the people are interested in, and it is a really interesting thing. Like life on other planets, these are the bigger questions.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
And also bringing back life, paleontological life. Can't help yourself but ask these questions. So, what would? Oh, sorry, I was talking about de-extinction. If you brought back a paleontological or an extinct organism back into the modern day, what would happen? And I think that an easy thing to do is to view paleontological or extinct organisms as more primitive or as not as good as the modern ones, but they were just well adapted to their environments at the time. The environments changed at some time in history that didn't favor them, and they went extinct. But if you were to bring them back now, then you would have to look at not their track record of being extinct, because that wouldn't tell you how they would fare with the rules changed once again. So they might do incredibly well. And in fact, say if you imagine you brought a T-Rex back, of course, we will go with that one. That would be top predator again. there would be very little that it wouldn't be able to do. Would it be able to get enough food? Who knows? But I'm sure that it would give it a good go. And so it bringing back a paleontological organism, a fossil extinct organism from any time in the past, it might do really well under these conditions today.
Did you see the paper about the T-Rex brain?
I saw of its existence and I thoroughly went, what the, and then never looked at it.
Yeah. It did a similar thing. I don't know if the viewers are aware of this, but a paper came out that was kind of unrelated to paleontology. It was, well, obviously it's very related to paleontology, but they were in a completely different field, so no one really knew who this person was, about how potentially a T-Rex could have a similar cognitive ability to a baboon based on an estimation of the number of sort of neural pathways in the animal's brain, which is really wild, just the wildest, you know, speculation I've probably ever heard. I don't think you can estimate anything like that. It's really bizarre.
It kind of feels like the same kind of old argument of looking at a stegosaurus and being like, whoa, its brain is so tiny, it was so stupid it could barely even live, which is just not the case.
I think it was really weird because a lot of the kind of the conclusions that they were making didn't really mesh with what we know about dinosaur behavior and ecology and things. It was very weird. And also, like, as someone who kind of works on fossil brains, like I work on fish brain endocasts, which is where you take the bone that the brain sat in and then digitally infill it to reconstruct what the brain would have looked like. I don't think you can accurately calculate an animal's intelligence based on no matter how well preserved it was. It's very, very wild. I don't know.
And then there's an assumption as well that brain size and intelligence is a positive correlation with success. And that's completely not the case. So from my background, looking at invertebrates, something like a spider, they actively put fewer resources into their brains relatively. They don't need a lot of brain power because they do things like they can what word am I looking for? Outsource a lot of their processing to their webs. So imagine the web as a brain, kind of. It dampens some vibrations and amplifies others. So they've taken out some of the actual processing power required by just evolving a way of making webs that, can do a lot of the thinking for them. So they can react faster. They can. Oh, I love it. Love invertebrates. Chat's been going on. Everyone likes the chat about de-extinction, bringing things back. Anyway, yes, the mammoth is one. Also, the Tasmanian tiger. They would be hybrids, and we are far from bringing them back. Yes, they would be not even hybrids. They'd just be, kind of like genetic mutants, human-generated variants to switch on old genes. Yeah, I tried to do an interview with one of the lead guys behind. He was the guy behind the mammoth one. I think it was called Colossal. Was that the name of the project? Yeah. But anyway, he bailed out of the interview after finding out that I'd got a mammoth expert on.
No, jeez, that's a good sign.
Yeah, he just ghosted me. I was like, so it's time for our interview. I've written a big script. Where have you gone? And his PR secretary disappeared as well. The whole lot of them We're just like, yeah, let's not talk to the paleontologists publicly. And now they've disappeared. Where have they gone with all the millions of dollars that they raised? So, Toadmaster, I reckon some ammonites or trilobites would do really well as they were so successful. Same with very long-lasting taxa like Acanthodes platysomus or Semionotus. Can't read.
You got it.
Yeah, bigger doesn't necessarily mean better. Intelligence doesn't necessarily mean more successful. Eris, I completely agree. Toadmaster, it's tempting to bring up Lystrosaurus, Pleuramia, and Bobassa. Oh, this is like the first time I'm reading half of these words. Bobassatrania? Is that right? Bobassatrania?
Can't see the chat.
What?
I'm just saying I can't see the chat, so I'm just, you're on your own.
You've never heard of it either, then?
Not from what you've pronounced. Maybe if it's written down, I might recognize it.
Bobassatrania. But their survival of the PT extinction might have been circumstantial as they disappeared quickly after. Yes, and then the conditions afterwards would also have been different to what had led up to it. So you can have disaster taxa that are very short-lived or longer-lived or stuff like that. There's so much to go into in evolution and evolutionary theory, and I do like it, but I am not an expert in it, so I could just be talking rubbish. It's a separate question about why intelligence arises in life at all. Bacteria do just fine. The bacteria are more successful than we are, so yeah, can't argue with that.
So I think that we're fairly soonish. That's all right, Dave. But is there anything, because I'm basically done with the overall structure of this tank, I need to do a lot more decoration around it. Are there any creatures you would like to see around in this thing?
I think you should fill it proportionately with the correct water to animal ratio that you would find in the sea for real.
Oh no. Well, what would you like? Because I bet guarantee if
just
we
leave it empty.
Leave it empty.
Yeah.
I guarantee if we search for something, they'll probably have something either in or closely related to it.
Okay, so yeah, Rob's asked, "What's this tank for?"
Yeah, I don't know, Rob. I was just thinking, like, just as a general sort of offshoot, sort of. I haven't really decided yet. This was something very randomly spurred on by a commenter to make a tall tank like the one in Germany that broke sadly.
Yeah, Paul. What do you want? Is he left? we how many hours have we spent doing this for him? And he's gone. 2 hours. Can you build a giant kelp? Is that something that is constructible, or is it a single thing?
There are. Let's see. There is kelp in like modern Minecraft.
Okay.
I don't know how this kelp works. It's sort of similar. Maybe it can be placed on certain blocks. Let me just check out in the river real quick. I'm not 100% sure.
More lovely spam. Great.
Oh, nice.
Report.
I don't know.
Nobody click that.
I was just thinking, because obviously this is in the invertebrate section, so it should probably be some kind of invertebrate exhibit. Is there anything? Or shall I go away and have a think about what's going to
Rob says we could feature graptolites.
Yeah.
We could also. Ooh, what could we do? I think it's beautifully lit. I would love like loads of. Oh, the kelp grows over time. Does it grow vertically or does it grow horizontally?
It's grow vertically, I assume.
That'd be sick if you managed to get it. The same with many of the crinoids. Oh, that'd be insane if you had a crinoid all the way up.
Oh my god, yeah. So look, the crinoids. I've got the little ones in here, and I have some taller ones.
Oh, it's so lovely the fact that you've got like growing crinoids and kelp and stuff. It's
Yeah,
one
right.
thing to just, like create these things and just be like, look, there it is. We've done this. We've put this in a game that nobody else has done. Aren't we great? And it would be great. That would be still the greatest representation of paleontology in a computer game ever. But they've made it so that they have behaviors, they've got ecology, they're not just a static thing, but they're living, they're part of an ecosystem that you can build. It is glorious.
It's wonderful. It's really good.
Right.
Talking about
So
this
the
species.
kelp grows vertically over time. Paul's had a think. What would be cool would be a Jurassic Park, but everything is just creatures made up by humans and brought back with genetic engineering. In a one exhibit is a unicorn, and in the next, a xenomorph.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but what
That
are we doing
sounds-
with this tank? That's the.
There's no xenomorphs and unicorns.
There's no xenomorphs yet in this mod.
There is a Xenoclad, yeah.
So Eocrinus is the tallest one.
Okay. I think it's that one, maybe.
Were you just typing xenomorph?
Yes.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
I just wanted to see what would happen. It's really dark in here. I do apologize. Let me put some more lights.
Unicorns in version 0.70.
Oh, snap, of course. It's kind of like,
Are there any dinosaurs that could be unicorns?
well, I think isn't the dinosaur that has the thumb spikes that they assumed was a nose spike?
Yeah, Megalosaurus. Oh, sorry, it's Encrinus, not Eocrinus.
Yeah, and
Sorry, I'm used to saying
it's all
Eocrinus.
good.
Please tell me Eocrinus is a thing now.
Well, I'll stick some graptolites in here.
Eocrinus is a thing, so I'm saved.
I am such an idiot. Just that is me on autopilot, not thinking about what I'm doing. Just throwing some Megalograptus.
Oh, that's fine. Just leave it like that.
Sure.
I got the delay on that. That's lovely to see.
Oh no.
You're gonna have to fight them all now.
I'm probably gonna have to do a teensy cull again.
I think you should just leave it. Just leave it full of Megalograptus.
Oh.
It can be the perfect Ordovician.
Oh.
Deep water.
This is not right.
Life finds a way, Jake.
Oh, it does. Perfect aquarium where I control everything.
You've just done like the perfect recreation of life by God.
No.
Like he's just spawned in Megalograptus. And it was perfect. Oh, I can't watch. I can't watch.
This is so sad. I did have an enchanted sword that was my like culling stick, but I always cut it out of the footage. Like there's a really like funny bit that I cut out ages ago, I think, where I accidentally spawned in 2 of the giant pachyderms, and then you just see me pull out the sword. It just hard cuts to there just being 1 in the tank. You can see like the raw meat in my inventory. I just thought that was really funny. A lot of creatures have died in here. Actually, I wonder. This will be interesting. So if we go into my statistics. Oh my god. Okay, so I have killed 5
the stats?
Yeah, I can see how many things I've killed. What's the thing I've killed the most of? I've killed 7 of your.
Don't show them this.
Oh yeah, I spun loads of those once accidentally. Yeah, there's been a lot of 11 Shatans.
the body count of this.
It's quite
You've killed
intense,
7
actually.
Hippotopterus.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
A lot of them are things that have like escaped as well. Oh, this is very sad. I wonder if it counts them.
We
As
can't.
like,
We gotta cut it short. We can't show everyone. The foundations of the aquarium are built
think,
on the
yeah,
bodies of dead
I know. I think
thousands of.
a lot of this is me making the thumbnails. I think, like spawning them in the desert, taking pictures of them for the thumbnails. Oh dear God! And then I'm gonna do something I will probably immediately regret. Time played 2.69 days. That's how long I've spent in this server on this map.
Oh
Sorry.
mate, that's nothing. You should see some of my gaming stats.
Oh, I think if you could see my Minecraft overall statistics from like 2010, it would be terrifying.
All right, hang on. Let me pull up Steam.
No, I know. Dr. Aubrey Roberts, who I did the Ark video with, she's played like thousands of hours of Survival
Thousands.
Evolved.
Oh, okay, that
Yeah,
does me.
yeah.
I've played 800 hours of Apex Legends.
Hours of what?
800.
I don't even know what that is. Apex Legends.
You don't know what? You're on a gaming channel?
I know.
800 divided by 12. Let's just put it in day shifts.
Okay.
Oh god, if I spent all day playing, I would have done that 66 times. It's like 2 entire months of my life. Ugh. Hey
right.
devs, what's your Minecraft hours?
Oh god.
Hang on, let me just take my cat off my keyboard. I'll slide you out of the way. Maybe an extinct rhino would work. This is in terms of unicorns. And no, not Elasmotherium wouldn't count because its horn was a snub, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about
Well,
rhinos.
yeah, Elasmotherium was for ages always depicted as having that gigantic horn, and then better fossils revealed that it was more of a little stubby stump, which is quite interesting.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if Prehistoric Kingdom have updated their model, because that was a big part of the marketing. Was the big Elasmotherium. Still waiting for Thomas to look at that. We'll have to see.
Toastmaster has given you some suggestions for genocide. Splash potion of harming and carpet bomb the tank with it. That'll take care of your little shrimp problem.
Okay, I'll try that next time.
It's not big or clever. Give them the respect they deserve. You can't say that in front of a Europterid worker. As for dinosaurs, Styracosaurus had 1 horn. Yeah. Rob says he doesn't dare look at how many Minecraft hours. Oh god, I can only imagine. It'd have to be in thousands. I'm gonna go for 2,500. That's plenty of time.
Mm-hmm. A little of potions of harming from the future. Good.
I'm just going.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
I'm just going through all of my Steam library now and just seeing what ridiculous things I've played for Paleocast Gaming. Zombie Dinos, a video that nobody watched at all, hardly. Got 106 minutes of me recording it. Never get those back. I've put 52 hours into Tiktaalik and the Dino Moonbase that I haven't recorded yet, just trying it out.
I'm going to go back to what I was doing before. If no one.
Oh, sorry.
For the tall tank, but I will fill it with something.
So these are your missile silos.
This is going to be good. This is going to be for future Archosaur stuff. All big in my mind, but I'm not going to commit to too much yet.
Oh, you're starting something new. I'm ready to go.
I'm just faffing around while you keep talking.
Faffing.
Just yeah. I
Maybe you
learned.
could maybe you could make them into giant PGN logos for Paul.
I really should try and do like a proper one, shouldn't I? Stained glass in this version. Yeah, I should try and do like a big. Let's see one last thing then before we wrap up. The front of this building is a building in Birmingham, the art gallery, and I forgot that I did that. And a few weeks ago, I walked past it for the first time in ages and did like a double take looking at the building. Like, I've seen this somewhere before. It's very weird. It was a very surreal moment.
So that is copied. You didn't create it.
Well, it's loosely like the shape of the windows is based on the Birmingham Art Gallery in the town hall.
Does it have a giant thing in front of it?
No, but interestingly, the rocks that the town hall is made of contains Gryphia and other bivalve fossils. That is a true thing. If you go up to the town hall in Birmingham, you can see fossils in the wall, which is really cool.
Zombie Dinos reminds me of. Hang on, let me just report some bots.
No worries. And
we're getting a lot of bots. Get out. Zombie Dinos reminds me of that one episode of Primal, which incidentally reminds me, what do you guys think of that show?
I've only seen the first episode, but I really
Primal?
liked it.
Is that?
It's made by the same people that made Samurai Jack. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Animated.
Oh yeah, I've seen Samurai Jack.
Yeah. I only watched the first episode, but it's really good. And maybe it gets worse as it goes on. But I really enjoyed it. As like visually, it's really cool.
It looks interesting.
The only reason I haven't finished it yet is because it's on Channel 4 in the UK, which means you have to sit through a lot of adverts to watch it on catch up, which is really annoying.
I thought he was talking. I thought he was talking about Primeval.
I've seen a bit of Primeval too, and one of my colleagues in Birmingham has. He works in dinosaurs, and he has all the Primeval box sets on his bookcase in his office. Yeah.
I've never seen Primeval, and I have never seen Walking with Dinosaurs until
Walking with Dinosaurs.
I needed to.
Oh my God, Dave.
It's just not my thing. It's not my thing. There's no representation for me.
Oh, Walking with Monsters.
Walking with Monsters is a different thing. So I watched an episode of that.
Okay.
I've watched one episode of a paleo documentary. I have made more paleo documentaries than I have watched, and I have appeared in more paleo documentaries than I have seen. That must be a record of some description.
That is wild.
The biggest brag on YouTube.
Oh my God.
Bots love paleo. Yeah, they do. Pretty much all the Primal series is amazing. Oh, it might be worth checking out then.
Yeah, it looked really awesome.
Just like your missile silos. What's this going to be again?
These are going to be just some small enclosures.
Oh, right. So these are tetrapody sort of outside pens.
Do a few ones of like different sizes. I'm probably going to break this one. And it'll just be laid out in a way that will hopefully make sense. And then
it's very asymmetric, and it's a little bit triggering for me.
I think I'm going to try and make lots of smaller ones in the gap so that it's
but you know what?
Asymmetrical.
Like, look at your museum. It is an absolute mess in terms of like the symmetry of it, but it all works. And I don't have that artistic eye.
It literally went from like this little room here into like all this, and then it's like doubled in size on the side. It's really weird. And I've still got all this like space to build into as well. It's getting pretty big.
Paul says you should play Turok. Is that
we
something?
Did a video on Turok?
Hang on, where's Turok? It's over.
We looked at it for our paper. I I don't think I've done a video on it. I just remember him yelling, "I am Turok" at the loading screen, and I enjoy that very much.
Where's my N64? I had all the games out ready. I was a big Turok fan as a kid. Well, a kid as a teenager. I didn't like it for the dinosaurs, but I loved it for the game. And this was before I was a paleontologist or even cared about paleontology in any way. But I have the complete Turok set on the N64 and the ability to record N64 games. So it's something that I've always planned on doing, but I've just never gotten around to because I feel like it's not the most paleo heavy of series. So it's hard to kind of rest upon something other than, oh, isn't it stupid because there's like dinosaurs that don't look like dinosaurs. And then you're into shoot.
Oh, did we lose Dave? Is this a rare Dave Marshall? Uh-oh. The thing is, I don't know if you can still hear me or if the whole stream has gone down. Let me just double check this real quick.
Jake, you back?
Hello.
Hello.
So I think, did you disappear or did I disappear?
One of us disappeared.
Okay.
So, yeah, who knows?
Oh, yeah. I think it might have been you because I'm looking at the stream and your video is gone.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was me then. I was in the middle of a Turok 2 chat, and who knows what happened?
Shall we wrap this little stream up? I think this has been a very interesting test. I think next time we'll definitely try and do a little bit more. I will definitely try and do a bit more. It was more just to see if it worked, and I think it did. I think this is okay. I need to fix my voice though. But other than that, should we try and wrap this up because this has been going on for a little while now?
Yes, let us do that.
But thanks so much for everyone that turned up, especially because we didn't announce this.
Yeah, the next one will be, now that we know that we can do it, and you know that you can like do all the next series in this live, and people are going to love it and want to be here and make suggestions and be part of the everything to do with it, then sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah, the suggestions are like the best bit. So that's the dream.
So yeah, let's end it. If you've not subscribed, make sure you do, because like, share, subscribe. 80% of everyone that watched isn't subscribed, and if you subscribe, we get more kudos from the Paleontological Association to do this kind of stuff. Tell your friends and leave us very nice comments.
Log into your grandparents' tablet and just leave our videos on loop. It's fine. They don't need to know.
All right. Good stuff.
Shall we leave it there? I'm going to have to do some very quick gymnastics to try and end the stream without revealing my desktop, but I think I can manage.
You can do it in YouTube.
But then they'll see it.
They might see YouTube, but then they know we are streaming on YouTube.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm sure there's nothing.
You've got that horrendous desktop image though, so don't show them that.
It's just Doctor Who stuff. It's the Dalek that's on my desk. Is wallpaper.
Bye everyone. Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you everyone.
Oh, your Antiosaurus is escaping, by the way.
What?
Your Antiosaurus is escaping.
Seems to be okay. Maybe did it jump up here and then try to?
It almost made it out. We just averted a Jurassic Park kind of disaster.
Log on there and hopefully that'll stop that from happening. Everyone,
stay vigilant, everyone.
There's been many escapees. You see an Antiosaurus outside, let me know. Get it.
All right, bye everyone. I'm just gonna maintain this long